seriously on what Chilli wants.
I started thinking about the last couple weeks that I spent with Lasse and Scott, and each has gotten my attention in their own way.
I know it's ugly, but I'm doing it.
Scott has this little mischievous thing about him, and it's kind of charming.
So far, so good. Definitely. Everything's going in the right direction.
With Lasse, he's not afraid to put himself out there.
You would be a kind of woman that I would love to have a kid with.
The thing with Scott is that he can take me out of my comfort zone, which can kind of be exciting.
I think we would make a beautiful baby. I do.
Lasse, he just makes me feel comfortable no matter where we are.
It was much more than I expected.
But there's one thing he said in New York that just kind of sticks with me. He doesn't believe in traditional marriage, and I am a traditional woman.
This right here is a historic moment. Somebody might finally get their hand in the cookie jar.
Lasse and Scott are both great guys, but I can't get serious with either of them if I'm still dating both of them. So, which one?
So here we are.
Today, Scott and I are going to the mountains, and even though I'm still really feeling Lasse, I woke up this morning kind of giddy about the prospect of seeing Scott again. That man has something, charisma, I don't know, but I like it. You and that hair, I feel like I need to. It's
put it
pretty.
away.
No, it looks good.
It's wild. I'm glad you brought me here.
Yeah.
Why did you bring me here?
You remember when we were at the Greek restaurant and she did the coffee ground reading?
Yeah.
She mentioned the mountain top and all that, so I thought, you know.
She did say something about romance, didn't she? Yeah.
Oh, I know what I want to ask you.
What?
You know, for me, I know that I want a husband. I know that I want another baby, hopefully. God, please bless me with a baby. That's what I'm trying to find out from you. Is that what you really want?
Absolutely. Yeah. I like where this is going, you know, me and you. I would like to go make a baby right now, actually. Go make a baby right now. You never done this before? Oh, yeah, it's all over your lips.
Is it really?
Let me get that.
Tickles.
You are ticklish.
I'm very ticklish. I love hanging out with Scott, and clearly there is a physical attraction between us. But before I get to the physical thing, I gotta find out if this man really wants to be in a serious relationship. You can tell I don't move fast, but the reason I move kind of slow.
Okay.
You know, when you have sex, it makes you more attached.
And you don't know if you want to get to that point?
Right.
Okay.
I want to be able to say I love you when I do that.
And mean it.
To me, I think it makes sex so much better.
You're right on. As much as I don't like it, we can still fool around though, right?
It was getting cold, and we had a couple hours before we had to go back into the city. So we decided to go inside and get warm. I know what your love language is.
You
Physical touch.
Yeah, of course.
That's it.
Yours is talk.
Yes, words. On one hand, I definitely like all the physical stuff with Scott. But on the other hand, can we just talk for a little bit? I really need to know if Scott is in this for the right reasons. I do have to tell you this. I know that I will forever be more of a mother than anything, even more than a wife. I just know. If I meet a guy and he doesn't seem to be a good dad, I'm like, peace.
Yeah.
Ugh. What you think about?
It just seems a little fast for me to be talking about the whole marriage and kids thing right away.
I just want to be with somebody that really wants the same things that I want.
not 100% sure if I'm ready to be that person yet.
I was disappointed when Scott basically gave up on us. It's hard enough to find a good guy, much less one who wants a wife and family.
If you're wondering why I don't respond to you, maybe you're just saying the wrong things. All sides are the same when they're getting at me.
It felt like Scott was interested in fooling around, but not ready for a committed relationship. And I don't blame him, because there are plenty of women out there who want exactly what he wants. For me, I just need to know if the relationship is real before I'm gonna go there.
Coming up.
Today, my dad's coming. You say, trust me, and then we don't see you.
You can't come see me?
Whatever.
Have you ever been able to trust the opposite sex?
And later, Shirley, do you see yourself getting butt boonie naked? I'm talking about sweating the six-pack out with a man named Lawson.
Nobody said that it was gonna be easy.
Things have been really rough lately. Scott's out of the picture. I have all this drama going on with my dad. You know, he's saying that he's gonna come and visit me and my brother, and I'll believe that when I see it. So I decided to see my therapist, Dr. Tiffany, because right now I need all of the help that I can get.
Chilli, it's lovely to see you again.
Always lovely to see you. You know I have to check in with a girl.
Well, I'm glad you did. So give me a little background information regarding your dad.
I didn't really know much. My mommy painted a really nice picture of him. She said that he wanted to marry her, but she was like, no, I'm too young. And that was all I knew until I met him.
So what was that initial meeting like?
My dad kept saying stuff like, oh, I always felt I had a daughter. You know, if she had just told me that, you know, she was pregnant, I'm thinking like, well, she told me that she told you. Then that's when she told me the truth. She was like, he knew, and he just left anyway.
Where did your relationship go with him from that point forward?
I had made up in my mind I'd forgiven him. The problem came when he would just say he was, oh, I'm coming, and he wouldn't come around.
So what is it like? What's the state of the union now?
I had a dinner at my house.
Okay.
And he just ended up not coming.
No call, no show? Who is your dad really to you?
He's an inconsistent person with a huge smile on his face.
Yeah. Have you ever been able to trust anyone of the opposite sex?
You know, I think the most I could probably trust a man would be maybe 80%.
Is it scary to trust?
I think so. I think it's terrifying.
You started to try and develop a relationship with your dad, but he continues to be this avoidant person. The fact that he isn't consistent makes you just stand up and say, you know what, I can depend on myself.
Right.
I don't need to rely on anyone. And it also leads you to that 80% of not being able to trust men.
They should prove themselves trustworthy.
That's totally beyond your control. It's a process that you're going through now in terms of connecting with someone. How does that person get past the rough exterior?
Just the consistency, being genuine and real and honest. That's hard to find.
What I'd like to see you and Hassan do, really think about your father and your feelings regarding his placement in your life. Write it down in a letter. It may not feel as if you're holding on to anything, but at any rate, all of it can be let go. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank
for
you.
meeting with me again today.
Yeah, it's always good to see you and catch up.
Yes.
I'm sick and I'm tired of dancing around these issues.
I haven't seen my dad in 5 years, and today he's flying in from New Jersey to see my brother Hassan and I. Despite my skepticism, I do want to develop a better relationship with my dad. Hopefully, the letter that Dr. Tiffany had me write will help get things out in the open.
I'm sick and I'm tired of dancing around these issues.
What's up, Dad? Hey, man. What's up? What's up?
So,
What's new, girl? Did you find a man?
you're funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
All right.
So I have this therapist that I see sometimes, and she said that Hassan and I should write a letter to you and just express our feelings about our relationship with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, well, I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Okay. Dear Daddy, though you weren't in the early years of my life, I am glad that I found you. But I have to say that I truly wish you would keep your word. A person's word is everything to me. Say what you mean and mean what you say. And that's all I have to say. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to see you. I am. But we have not seen each other in 5 years.
You know, you told me when I first met you, you said, Dad, I don't like Jersey. But if I'm in Jersey, you can't come see me? That's where I live.
Okay, but Daddy, I'm not on the phone with you saying I'm coming and I don't show up. You know,
But that could have boosted our relationship. If you had done that.
what would make me even want to be anxious to come is if our relationship had been really consistent over the years, because you tell me one thing and it doesn't happen, then it kind of makes me feel like, well, whatever. And it does not affect me the same way that it affects Hassan.
I do cry sometimes, and I don't know where it comes from. It's just kind of like sudden. When it was just me and my mom, I just didn't get enough from you, just didn't. And then the promises, you know, just keeping the promises, and I don't know, you know, why you couldn't sometimes.
Well, you know, I noticed that sometimes with my mother, with, you know, her kids, like the ones who are weak, she pays them more attention than anybody else. I guess I got that from her, too, you know? Because I knew you guys are, it's fine. You know, I couldn't be proud of you.
But consistency is everything. Your word is everything. So I respond to that. When that doesn't happen, then it causes me to kind of shut down and just, you know, I don't know.
Yeah. I hear you. I got you. Well, it's going to be different from now on. Take that to the bank.
Well, I guess we're starting over.
We are, baby. And it's going to be real. It's going to be totally different. And that's a promise. I'm telling them I'll be here.
Tell me the truth.
Be here.
To burden your mouth for what you say. No pieces of paper in the way.
Sounds good to me.
Sure, I want to believe my dad when he says things will be different. And I know Hassan wants to believe it. But only time will tell. Because actions speak louder than words.
Coming up.
What's the difference between a black woman and a white woman?
Woo! Shut the church's door.